Hello, boys and girls. This week for homework, we are going to work on problem solving for our flipped video. Now, problem solving happens to us all the time in life. Life is a word problem, and we always are having to solve our problems and our different situations that occur. Today, we are going to use the acronym of a BUCK to remember how to break down a word problem. Use the BUCK system to solve word problems. First, we're going to box the question. U, underline the info needed. C, circle the vocabulary. K, knock out that unneeded info. Just knock it out. So when we use the BUCK system to solve word problems, it helps us to simplify, organize, and solve the problem. So let's try to box the question, underline the info needed, circle the vocabulary, and knock out unneeded info. Here's our first problem. The first step is just to always read the problem and try to get that picture in our head. Sydney feeds her fish every day. She buys two 12-ounce containers of food. If she feeds her fish 4 ounces of food every day, about how many days will the food last? And remember, these are the steps that we are going to use to help us to simplify, organize, and solve our problem. Well, the first step is to box the question. And I'm always going to read that question after it's boxed. How many days will the food last? How many days? So I'm looking for a number of days. Okay, let's underline the info needed. I know that she's going to feed her fish every day, and she has 12-ounce containers and she feeds her fish 4 ounces of food. Okay, the next step is to circle the vocabulary. Okay, I circled every day right here because I know she feeds her fish 4 ounces of food every day. And I circled 2 because she buys two 12-ounce containers. Okay, and our last step is to knock out the unneeded info. And I know that there is not extra information in this one, so I get to skip that step because all the information is needed. Okay, boys and girls, now it's time for us to solve this problem. Okay, so the first thing I know is I'm just going to draw a little sketch because I know that she bought 2 containers. And how big were those containers? 12-ounce containers. So how many ounces in this container? Good, 12. And this container also had 12 ounces of food. Okay, so how many ounces of food did she have? So I'm going to add 12 plus 12 and come up with, she had 24 ounces of food. Okay, then it says if she feeds her fish 4 ounces a day. So I've got my big number 24, and I'm going to split it up and put 4 here, 4 here, 4 the next day, 4 the next day. So what is that? Equal groups take apart. Okay, so I'm going to start with that big number, and I'm going to do equal groups take apart. And we all know that when I do equal groups take apart, that's dividing. 24 divided by 4, and I know my facts, so I know the quotient is 6. So how many days will the food last? The food will last 6 days. Okay, let's go on to our problem-solving sheet that we have for homework. And I want you to hit pause right now, and I want you to solve problem number 1 on that recording sheet. It's very similar to the problem we just solved together. Okay, here is our second problem for the day. Liam is buying drinks for his baseball team. He buys 4 candy bars and enough drinks for his 3 coaches and 14 players to each have a drink during the game and after the game? If there are 8 drinks in a box, how many boxes will Liam need to buy to be certain that he has 2 drinks for each? So right now in my mind, I'm picture Liam shopping at Kroger, deciding how many boxes of drinks does he need to make sure that each person has enough. Okay, so I'm going to remember that I'm going to use my buck system that's going to help me solve this problem. The first step is to box that question. How many boxes will Liam need to buy to be certain that he has 2 drinks for each? Next, we're going to underline our important information. That is, there are 3 coaches and 14 players. And it says that we are going to get drinks during the game and a drink after the game. And I know that once we get to the store, there are 8 drinks in one box, because my question said how many boxes. So I've got some work to do before I can figure out how many boxes. Okay, so next we are going to circle our vocabulary. And I circled certain because we want to make sure that every person has those 2 drinks. Okay, we have to knock out our unneeded info. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Do y'all see what information is not needed? I do not need to see that he buys candy bars, because my question is focusing on the drinks, not the candy bars. Okay, boys and girls, it is time for us to solve this problem. Okay, the first thing I look at is I know there are 3 coaches and 14 players. So I'm going to go ahead and add 14 plus 3 to tell me how many people altogether will be needing a drink. And I know that now that there are 17 people that need drinks. Then it says that each person has a drink during the game and after the game. So each person will get 2 drinks. So now I'm going to take my 17 and multiply by 2 so that each person will have 2 drinks. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So now I know that I need 34 drinks. Okay, is that the answer to my question? Well, let's go back and read. How many boxes? Does this say boxes? Nope, so I still have work to do. Okay, let's keep reading. If there are 8 drinks in a box, so I know that there are 8 drinks in a box. How many boxes will I need? So I am going to divide my 34 drinks by 8. I'm going to break that up into groups of 8 because I've got my large number of drinks and I know they come in groups of 8. So I know that 8 will go into 34. 4 times 8 is 32. Subtract, and I have 2 left over. So 4 remainder 2. Let's see, how many boxes will Liam need to buy? Can we go to Kroger and say, yes, I need 4 remainder 2 boxes of Capri Sun? No way, that worker would look at us like we were crazy. So what do we have to do? Decide. Do we use our remainder and round up, or can I leave it off? Well, I know if I buy 4 boxes, 4 times 8 is 32, so 2 drinks will be left off. So I know that I have to use my remainder and round up so no one's sad that they didn't get a drink. And I am going to buy 5 boxes of juice. I need 5 boxes. So let's see, did I answer my question? How many boxes will Liam need to buy to be certain that he has 2 drinks for each player and coach? Yes, I need 5 boxes. I'll have some drinks left over, but that's okay. All right, boys and girls, I want you to hit pause and go solve problem number 2 on your recording sheet. Okay, here's our third problem. Mrs. Farrell bought some new owls for her class. She bought 7 owls and 72 stickers at one store. She bought 3 owls at each of the 4 other stores she went to. How many new owls did Miss Farrell buy? Okay, remember we're going to use our box system to help us with this problem. The first one, box that question. How many new owls did Miss Farrell buy? I'm looking to find out the number of owls. Okay, so now let's underline our important info. I know she bought 7 owls, and that was at one store. Then she bought 3 owls at the 4 other stores. Okay, so my next step is to circle that vocabulary. Okay, so I'm circling each. She bought 3 owls at each of the 4 other stores. Okay, boys and girls, do you see the information we need to knock out? Okay, what information is not needed? Good job. We do not need to know that she bought 72 stickers. We're going to focus on the owls. Okay, it is now time for us to solve our problem. Okay, I love drawing pictures. So what am I going to do? It says she bought 7 owls at one store. So here's my one store, and I know that she bought 7 owls. Then it says she bought 3 owls at each of the 4 other stores. How many stores were there? 4. So I'm going to draw 4 circles. 2, 3, 4. And what goes in each circle? 3 owls. She bought 3 owls at each of the 4 other stores. So now I've got my 7 owls and my 3, 3, 3, 3 owls. So now I have to figure out how many owls did Miss Farrell buy. I'm going to say 4 times 3 equals 12. So I know that's 12, but I've got to remember this 7. So I'm going to add 7 to my information and figure out how many new owls did Miss Farrell just buy? 19 new owls. How many new owls did she buy? 19. Good job. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to hit pause and go solve problem number 3 on your recording sheet. Again, it's very similar to the problem we just solved. Okay, boys and girls, I've got a little brain break because I know you've been working hard on your problem solving. So here's a little riddle for you to help figure it out. What is in seasons, seconds, centuries, and minutes, but not in decades, years, or days? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you that answer. What is in seasons, seconds, centuries, and minutes, but it is not in decades, years, or days? And the answer to our riddle is the letter N. N is not in the word decades, years, or the word days, but it's in all the other words that we talked about. Okay, I have one more riddle for you today. Okay, you throw away the outside and cook the inside. Then you eat the outside and throw away the inside. What did you eat? What can I throw away the outside and then cook the inside? Then I eat the outside and throw away the inside. What did you eat? And the correct answer to this riddle is an ear of corn. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to go back because you have some more problems that we need to solve on our homework. And remember, when you're solving the rest of your problems, that I want you to use the box system. Box that question. Underline the info needed. circle the vocabulary and knock out the unknown.